ready for a lecture, for a talk, for a wonderful nugget of information. And it's going to be Metabolism Rewired. How the body learns to burn smarter, not harder. Alexa, volume down. It is what it is. Oh, come on. My notes won't stay where I want them. There we go. Tap those screens. Okay. Why don't we start with a little intentional breathing? In through the nose. Hold for 10. Out through the mouth. Relax those shoulders. Relax your jaw. And remember, you are safe. And we have enough. We have enough food. We have enough water. We are good and safe. Metabolism Rewired. How the body learns to burn smarter, not harder. So are you ready to understand what's really happening inside your body? What metabolism actually is? Metabolism is all the chemical processes that keep you alive and energized. Think of it like the car engine. It takes in the fuel, the food. It takes in oxygen. And it turns that food and oxygen into motion or energy. When we say slow metabolism, we're usually talking about how efficiently that engine is running. But here's the truth. Your metabolism is not static. It learns from your environment. Your stress, your sleep, your nutrition. It's constantly rewiring. Pulling out one wire, putting it in another. I picture like those 1950 operators, pulling one out, putting one in, just rewiring constantly. to keep you alive, not to frustrate you. It's rewiring your metabolism in response to your stress, sleep, and nutrition. It is that response that frustrates people. Some people are even told that their metabolism is broken. But we're going to take a look at this and see if metabolism can be broken. Metabolic adaptation, the body's survival mode. When you eat less foods for periods of time, or when you stress a lot, your body goes into adaptive mode. It starts to conserve energy, your heart rate lowers, your body temperature drops, and you burn fewer calories at rest. This isn't meant as punishment. It's actually protection. Your body doesn't know you're doing the D word, dieting. I don't like that word. It thinks resources are scarce and you're in a famine. No problem, Nancy. It'll be on YouTube later. So when you begin a gut-brain reset journey, like your GLP journey that you're on now, and you finally feed your body consistently, when you sleep, hydrate, and lower your stress levels, your metabolism starts to trust you again. Oh, we're not in a famine. You are safe to let your body trust you again. What's going on, Nancy? So, the role of muscle. Muscle is the metabolic gold mine. It uses energy even when you're at rest. 1 second. Let me pause this. With my brother-in-law's dog, we have extra barking in the house. So muscle is the metabolic gold mine. It uses energy even at rest. Every pound of lean muscle is like installing more engines in your car. The more you have, the more efficiently you burn. You don't do anything that you'll have trouble doing, sustaining for life. Exactly, Pris. And that's why I don't like to call it the D word at all. It's a gut-brain reset, and then you do sustainable living. So that's why protein and resistance training matters so much on a GLP journey. You need to maintain the muscle that you have. You do not want to lose muscle. We're not just losing weight. We are reteaching the body to burn clean and steady. You know, I've put in the exercise section of our Jungle LINK the bands that I use. Everybody should have a set of bands that you can use at home while you're watching TV. Just do the bands. It's not hard. Get some 2-pound weights. They're also in there. While you're watching TV, just sit there and do them. Get some wrist weights like I have. Just put them on your wrists. You don't even have to think about it. You know, do workouts whenever you can. Get in those wonderful, wonderful bands, weights, anything to maintain your muscle. So now we'll talk about energy use and insulin. You do bands sitting on your couch or standing. Exactly. I do them laying here. I do clamshells. I do reverse clamshells with my leg. I can do this movement with my arms while I'm in bed or sitting up. If I'm sitting up, I can do raise my lower leg, and it really pulls the hamstring. So insulin is your storage signal. When it's balanced, you burn fuel smoothly all day long. The trucks are just going in a smooth pattern all day. No one's snobbing it. The trucks go, drop their energy off, they go pick up more. Drop their energy off, go pick up more. But when it's chronically high, when there's too many trucks, from stress or constant snacking, the body stores more and burns less. Because the trucks are getting backed up, so all of that energy just kind of gets backed up. The gut-brain reset helps steady those signals. And that's the GLP that helps steady out insulin. It does not drop it. It does not raise it. It helps steady it out. It doesn't matter if it's high or low. It helps steady the insulin in your system. Less spiking, less crashing, and more energy is the result. That's why people say they feel even keeled for the first time in years. You don't notice those 3 p.m. crashes anymore when you're even keeled. And that's a good sign. So now we're going to bring in cortisol. Throw it over our back and drag it in. The hidden metabolic blocker. That darned cortisol. We can't talk about metabolism without cortisol, the stress hormone. When cortisol is high, your body releases glucose for quick energy. It's great for emergencies like a saber-toothed tiger, but it's terrible when you're just sitting in traffic and hitting the steering wheel because you have a meeting to get to. Chronically high cortisol teaches your cells to hold on to fuel because you always need that fight or flight. That's why rest and recovery are as important as protein and movement. You've got to get your rest and recovery cycle in. The body will not burn efficiently if it thinks it's in danger. If it thinks that saber-toothed tiger is back there and you need to fight or flight, you will not burn energy. If your cortisol is high, you will not burn energy. Energy is calories, by the way. So you will not be burning anything if that saber-toothed tiger is back there. So inside each cell are tiny power plants called mitochondria. Mitochondria are the engines of each individual cell. Not if you do it right. Jace hit a new goal today. Woohoo, Jace! 44 to 38. Good job, Jace. Bone and muscle loss. Let me just check on higher protein here. You do bands, good. You love the clamshells. It also causes bone and muscle loss. No, it doesn't if you do it correctly, higher power. You should not have bone and muscle loss with these medications if you do it correctly. If you're doing it without a doctor's advice, an educated doctor's advice, you're right, it could. But if you do it correctly, it should not. So the mitochondria are the power plants inside each tiny cell. They're the engines. So let's break it down into the engines in the power cells, or in the cells, the little power plants. They convert the food into energy, but when inflammation and stress are low, they work beautifully. But guess what happens when they're underfed and overstressed? They get sluggish. The goal of healing the gut-brain pathways is to revive those power plants in each cell. We want mitochondria. because it's more steady energy. If you're ready to feed your cells engines again, let's keep going. So how do you think GLP style healing supports metabolic repair? Need that? What flavor? Here's the science of why your GLP journey works with your metabolism. When the gut-brain signal is quiet, your insulin response stabilizes. With stable insulin, inflammation drops. All right, so coming to you. With less inflammation, the mitochondria in your cells wake up. They're not sluggish anymore. Now your body is burning fat for fuel. Not because it's forced to, but because it finally can. This medication started the process by stabilizing your insulin. That's all it took. Stabilize that insulin, and then the inflammation drops. And with the less inflammation, the mitochondria wake up. With the mitochondria awake, they burn fat for fuel. And because they're burning fat for fuel, what happens? We lose LBS. And we lose fat LBS, not muscle LBS. This is why people say my body feels alive again. They can literally feel the mitochondria waking up. You feel less sluggish. That is metabolism rewired. It's not broken. It just needed to be reset. You start to feel your body learning a new rhythm. So, some things that you can do to ground metabolism into your system and rewire it is to make sure that you're eating enough. Never fall below a 500 calorie deficit. They have found under a 500 calorie deficit, your body holds on to calories. That is the magic number that your body starts to think it's starving and that famine is near, and it starts to hold calories rather than dispense calories. Studies have been done, study after study after study, and it is 500. Do not go into a 700 calorie deficit, not 1,000 calorie deficit. It is that 500 calories or less. Protein is very important to have at every meal and snack. Not only does it build muscle, but it balances insulin. You start your meal with protein. And if you start your meal with protein, the insulin will start to balance sooner. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Water is required for every metabolic reaction. Move your body daily. Even walking tells the mitochondria to grow, grow, grow. It's good to take, even a 5-minute walk after every meal. Rest and recover. Sleep is so important. 7 to 8 hours is ideal. That's when hormones reset. It's when your body resets. You need to get your sleep and manage your stress. Do intentional breathing. Pray, stretch, laugh, do what you can to manage your stress. It's not about working harder. It's about working with your biology. Do any of you feel like any of those habits you need to work on? Or do you think you've got them all pretty good? Down pretty good. If you look at them, most of them are my 5. There's 6 of them there. My 5 are in there. My 5 on the t-shirt that I made. We've got calories. That would be eat enough. Protein is protein at every meal. Water is hydrate. Sleep is rest and recover. Intentional breathing would be manage stress. The only one that I do not have on mine is move daily. And to me, movement is a given. Pris, for you it's not good. You've never tried the flavorings of Javi. The creamer, but not the flavorings. You're working on sleep. You got 7 to 8 last night. You got into the cortisol dip. Do you know that? If you hit 7 to 8 hours, that is where your cortisol starts to dump. Most Americans do not get 7 to 8 hours of sleep. So we never start to dump our cortisol. I want to know what it feels like. You have good news, Nancy. I am so happy for you, Pris. Yes, there's 7.5. Your watch said you had excellent sleep. Good. Oh, so where's your energy? Nancy, I'm weighted with bated breath, and it's probably gonna... You got your medicine. I love that. Did your doctor do a peer-to-peer, or how did they get it for you? That's great, Nancy. I'm so happy you got your medicine. All right, we'll get this talk closed up quick and awesome. Start small with these habits. Consistency is metabolic trust. Your body is not your enemy. Remember that. For so many years, we treated our body as our enemy, right? It's a smart machine that adapts to protect us. Tonight you learned how inflammation, insulin, and stress interlock, and how safety rewires them. Keep feeding your body, resting your mind, trusting the process. How many times do we say, trust the process? Trust the process. You're not slowing down. You're syncing up. Remember, your journey is yours, and your journey is valid. We're here to support one another. We're here to love one another. Always lead with love. You don't know what someone is going through. And always try to smile. Your smile might be the only one someone sees that day. Any questions?